Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent and a video on an LRT sort of protocol that I have been super excited about for about a week. And I wanted to make this video much sooner, but we've been putting together our team in the Web3 Secret Society. We'll talk a bit about this, why you should consider BlackWing, what I like about it, some of the things that do give me a sort of pause and sort of make me not go super deep into this. So we'll talk about all of that in this video. So as always, just remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. I'm just a guy on YouTube and a guy on YouTube with almost 10,000 subscribers. So make sure if you haven't hit the subscribe button already, hit that button, help us get there. Also, we've got a ton of people, a little over 100 in our private group. So if you're interested in joining, please check it out. It's definitely good if you want coaching, guidance, and support. Links to that are in the description below. Now, BlackWing, it's not an LRT protocol, but much like Manta, and by the way, I think this is way better than Manta and is going a very different direction, but they are going to build a modular blockchain that's used for margin trading. Now, there's a really good thread that I think you should read if you haven't already. I've put the link in the description below. It has a lot to do with why I'm so excited about this play. So there's BlackWing, which is really around this sort of perpetual ecosystem that they're trying to build, and Anisha, which, I mean, it even has Tia in the name, but it should be the next Celestia with their modular technology. And everyone loves that narrative. Everyone, I think a lot of people will be super excited about it. Now, Anisha has done a $7.5 million seed raise, which, you know, if you check out their Twitter later, you can see all about it. They have talked about their interwoven rollups and sort of the impact it's going to have. You know, right now, BlackWing does have 25 million in TVL. It is very early stage. Now, I think what I love about this thread here is what Carbs has done is, I mean, he went back even to January, talked about Celestia prior to like Dimension, prior to all of these things, and you know why you should like buy and stake Tia. In here, I believe, I can't remember, but he did talk about some of the specific potential things we'll get. He talked about specific airdrops, right? We've seen Dimension come to effect. We've been hearing about Saga. Even the last video, people were talking about it. So many things here, right? All layer, Barrett chain, Eclipse. A lot of these things should sound familiar, right? Eclipse is something I'm very excited about. Hyperlane as well, right? That's our permissionless interoperability, right? That we're doing. And, you know, very good thread, very good alpha in here. I'm not going to go through all of it because the length of time it takes for this video. But literally, like in here, talks a lot about the initial L1 network. We definitely want to get exposure to that as soon as possible. BlackWing being one of the first projects on here, right, and being a modular blockchain in itself that does that sort of liquidation-free trading, right? Like it's very much like Camino, where you don't get that real liquidation. It's kind of like it's kind of muted, where you don't lose your full position. You just like lose a piece. These guys are actually building huge, and you can do all of it all in one. Now, I posted about this back last month, or the end of March, talking about why I was interested in BlackWing, a bit about this, talking about their airdrop campaign, mentioned some of the things I did like. The fact that you can get this on Arbitrum was a big deal for me. I do not like Ethereum mainnet. We can avoid paying massive gas fees. At the same time, we can use it to maximize on the LRT stuff that we're already doing. So I figured, why not do it? We put together a team because last time I screwed up with Manta, and I maxed out my referrals within a day because I posted all my links, and I wasn't able to get to the minimum that was required to get unlimited codes. And because of that, I was unable to do a lot of the sharing with you guys as possible, right? Like we had to cut it out. I had to sort of give you guys other people's links and not my own. There is a Galaxy Quest, which I will put the link to that as well in the description later. I forgot to do that. But I do think it's a very worthwhile thing to look at. Now, the one caution I have here is, as always, the earlier something is, sort of the more risk exposure you have. So I've maximized my risk exposure at 1 Ethereum for now. and it's in the form of EtherFi's token, right? WEETH. We'll talk about that in a second. But once again, that will probably change as this protocol grows. So looking at this over here, and by the way, I have included 3 codes for this earlier, so you can find all of that in the description. I've also included codes from our group. So hey, if you want to get in, feel free to use any of those codes. I think it will help you. A lot of the codes that are out there have already all been used as people scramble to get in here. Our goal here is to collect BXP token. And by collecting BXP token, what we'll eventually end up doing is maximizing our BlackWing allocation and eventually Initia allocation as well. In fact, let me just go back to this thread. I believe if you look over here, you see that the BXP point will be for a future airdrop on BlackWing. But if you stake on BlackWing, you can receive Initia XP, and more details will come soon. So that's huge. This is exactly why we want to do that. Okay. So the program works like such. When you first join, the goal here is designed to reward early adoption and get as much BXP as possible, right? So this, along with some other things, will be used to determine your airdrop ranking. This XP program will expire 1 week before mainnet launch, and we'll hear a lot about that. In fact, they've been hiding. If you click on the token airdrop button, they posted something, but they kind of blotted it out so you can't see. Maybe somebody's good at programming, can figure out how to get rid of all of that. When I hit source code, I couldn't see anything. Maybe they just typed gibberish just as a placeholder and there actually is no text. I don't know. So your initial amount of BXP earned is between 0 and 50, and it's determined on how many steps of the onboarding process you've completed and activity of accounts connected to BlackWing. So this is basically done to prevent cyber behavior. Every invite you've done successfully will get you 10, and also they're all subject to cyber checks. And if somebody uses your code, you get 10%. If somebody uses a code of somebody else you referred, you get 5%. For test nets, you get 1 BXP for 10 USD of fees generated. I don't think I've seen that yet. And also you got yield points. Now, there's also some Galaxy missions, very importantly. One thing I do want you guys to know is you can withdraw at any time. There's nothing stopping you. And because of that, you can literally deposit right now and withdraw right now. The only problem is if you withdraw, any sort of invite bonus BXP that you get is gone, and you won't be able to get it back, even if you rejoin or anything like that. So just be aware of that. If you're not ready to join properly, you don't want to give up just your free 0 to 50 BXP for no reason. Any BXP you get from your deposit yield will never be forfeited. So that's a nice thing. You can be here and go, hey, after a month, hey, I want to take that money, put it somewhere else. Great. You lose your initial bonus, but you will keep this. So I think that part's important. Now, what's important for you guys to know is their roadmap. So currently, Mach 1 was all about onboarding deposit contracts, having the incentivized testnet, launching tokenomics and airdrop details, launch on mainnet with ability to long assets, airdrop, etc. We're right here. We're on launch, BlackWing onboarding and deposit contracts. As far as I know, there's no incentivized testnet, and the tokenomics are not out there yet either. Neither are the airdrop details. So we're in Mach 1. We're still very early, which is why, like I said, there is some risk involved. Here is sort of how the referral program works. So you get 10 referral codes at start. As you continue to invite more people on your team, it gets bigger and bigger. So, if you do have a team that you want to join, make sure they're using your referral link because it's important. Once you've gotten to 100K, you got unlimited referral codes, which is exactly what I'm focused on right now. If you want to deposit, this is where you can be strategic because number one, you don't want to be on Ethereum mainnet. Let's just be straight up. Ethereum mainnet is just asking to pay extra fees for no reason, especially if you want to withdraw or deposit at non-opportune times. At times, I have paid upwards of $50 to $100 in gas fees to transact there. But the beauty about this is right now, their supported assets are not just limited to Ethereum mainnet. In fact, you have 4 different options on Arbitrum. Now, for me, I love this one because I love EtherFi. Now, in a previous video, I covered how you can earn the Season 2 airdrop. Did pretty well, almost 5,000 views for the video. As a quick recap, EtherFi is doing their second campaign. Their first was for 6% of the airdrop, or 6% of tokens was the airdrop. The second one is 5%. That is the complete 11% allocation. And they have a stake rank program. So basically, you just have to have 0.1 Ethereum sort of connected to EtherFi, and it will gain you rank every single 100 hours. In fact, from my last video that I shown this to right now, I see I'm now rank 4. So rank 4, what that tells me is I am basically getting 1.3x on the points that I get for EtherFi. So definitely a nice thing to have. You want to get all the way up to level 8. My recommendation is to have 0.1 ETH directly in EtherFi right here, because sometimes those contracts on other protocols, they don't work the best, and I don't know how often they're sending it. They may send it too late, so then at that point, I don't know if the boost is sort of applied retroactively when you should have been a higher rank. So my goal here is I have always at a minimum try to put 0.1 ETH directly into EtherFi. If you want to use my referral link, feel free to do so. Do it directly here and not through Liquid, because Liquid manages it, and I put 0.5 ETH in here before. I see it's still 0.5 ETH. I don't know if it gets added that regularly, but they do manage this a different way. And when you do that, you get your rank up. But the beauty about this is you can add this here. And if you take this contract and you go to Uniswap, and basically, actually, even before you do that, if you want to do this one, or you can do Easy ETH, which is Renzo. I don't like doing WETH or USDC, because why are you staking these things? You're not getting anything out of it. If you take one of these tokens, I like WETH because they have liquidity over on Uniswap. I then go to Orbiter and I will bridge some Ethereum over to Arbitrum. So let's say I want to bridge, I don't know, I don't have 0.3 in here, but if I bridge 0.3 over, I would do it, get it over there, go to Uniswap. And in this case, let's say I have 0.5, I can go here and make the swap, right? And you see here, the value is very similar, even though like the WETH and ETH is like looks a little less. I don't know if, yeah, right here. So 1 WETH is equal to 1.03, because it is not a direct value. The ETH holds a bit of the yield valuation as well. So in this case, I'm only losing like 20 cents in this swap. Whereas if you use Easy ETH, I've heard from some people it's like 20% off. So just be wary of this, be wary of slippage, be wary of price impact, but you just got to go in here and paste the token address, and then you can get it here, and there you go. Once you've done that, you can then go in and actually deposit directly into BlackWing. So you go deposit to earn, you pick whatever you want, right? So you're on either Binance Smart Chain, Arb, or ETH Mainnet. I like Arbitrum. I then pick the token, and I'm able to put it in, do what I need to do. And there you go. And if you ever want to withdraw, you can do the same thing. So it's like super easy. If you go to the top right, so this button here, hit the withdraw button, you're good to go. Withdraw whatever you want to. So you're not stuck here at all. Your goal here is basically to just make sure that if you're interested in doing this, you do this as soon as possible, and you do it with an amount you're okay leaving in, because otherwise you just burn those 50 points. Now, maybe those 50 points aren't worth it to you, the 50 BXP, because you're like, whatever, I can earn a lot more somewhere else, then sure. Just make sure you're aware of that ahead of time. Yes, guys, make sure you click the like button. I do see IR Nobody saying, I've been thinking of EtherFi, but Athena's been so good to me. Here's the one thing for Athena. What I'll challenge you is Athena is in USD. So you have stablecoin, and if you do that, what happens is when ETH goes up, you will actually miss out on a ton of money. Now, if you got a 6-figure airdrop from Athena, then hey, I can't tell you what to do, because like obviously it's working out for you, but maybe think of like splitting it a bit. Like, because if you want exposure in ETH, I'd rather have my ETH in protocols like this. So I want BlackWing exactly the same reason. So I got BlackWing at 1 ETH. I got like 6 or 7 ETH in EtherFi, and actually, one of those ETH is actually in BlackWing too. I got like 14 or 15 ETH in Pendle, right? I got 2 ETH in Renzo, 5 ETH in Swell. But I like to have all of this stuff spread out. I got 1 ETH worth of stables in Athena. So definitely so many things you can do. But guys, I think this is a really good opportunity. We want to watch the TVL of BlackWing, because if it goes up, or as it goes up, then I'm more confident putting even more ETH in. But right now, I have it sort of stuck there. So guys, definitely check it out. I think this is very worthwhile. Please, like I said, with everything, there's smart contract risk, whether you're on either Fi, whether you're on Swell, Renzo, all that stuff. Do not put too much of your portfolio into one thing. And with a protocol like BlackWing, we are early, but because of that, because we're early, there's also risk involved there. I or nobody, you were asking about the or extra points. It's because we're getting more of the yield right now. As more people join, this yield will go down. That's the expectation. So doing it early will get you more of that yield. BlackWing early on had 600 APY. I dropped 215 ETH and thing. If you pull any deposit you have, I believe you will lose your BPX. But maybe you can go into the Discord and ask the team to say, hey, here's what you want to do. Is there a way for me to do this without losing my kind of spot? And if you find that out, maybe there's a way to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I would ask them because they could tell you the answer. I do not know how that, if they would help you with that. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I got to head out to the LCBO. I hope you guys have a good weekend. If you haven't already, remember, we're almost at 10,000 subscribers. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Share this video. I think this is going to pop off. I mean, this has a lot of potential, right? I want to earn that BlackWing airdrop. I want to earn that initial airdrop, get another Celestia in my portfolio, earn some more different type of modular technology stuff. It's going to be fantastic. I'm excited. But remember, there's always risk with everything. So do not just go all in. Do not go blind on any of these things. Guys, I hope you have a good weekend. Like, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.